What's up guys, Max here. SNK is back and King of Fighters 14 has been released for a little while, but in terms of its netcode, the new fighting style with its 3D characters on 2D gameplay, how does it feel and how does it hold up? Now just for clarity, this is the first King of Fighters game I've actually actively tried to learn how to play, its mechanics, its combos, and at least 3 or 4 characters. From any of the other KOF titles that are made by SNK, I kinda just dabbed in them, would play them casually, and just try to figure things out, but would never actually invest more than 20 or 30 minutes. And now this was the first game for me to do so because I was hoping, in terms of its online play, that I could continue to play it. But we'll talk about online in a little bit. KOF 14, even though it's the first big change of the series outside of Maximum Impact having 3D models, this game still does feel like a traditional KOF. But I will say, for a lot of the people that are just jumping into this, there is some pretty technically challenging combos. Now, the combos come as a result of Max Mode, and I have to give it to Max Mode and how this entire system works. It's a lot of fun. It allows you to activate a certain period where your character's buffed up, giving you the chance to do sort of EX moves that have multiple hits or multiple damage and better juggle opportunities. And just figuring out the combos you can do with Max Mode activated was really entertaining. Like, I had a lot of fun just finding out how deep the rabbit hole goes with Kyo, how much of a wall bounce can I actually abuse with Terry, what buttons allow me to do that, and so on and so forth. The other big thing about KOF is that if you want to confirm into your combos and you want to figure out how do I activate into Max Mode, you need to find a way to confirm off of light buttons into a command normal. And by command normal, I mean, as an example, forward with light punch with Terry or down forward with heavy kick with Kyo. You can cancel your light attacks into these, but not all characters actually have this. It is a deep variety between the entire roster because, holy crap, there's like 50 characters in this game. I've never been a huge fan of the KOF roster, but there are a few characters I really like. And playing those characters has been an absolute blast. Geese especially. Like, holy shit, Geese, you are awesome in this game. I'm so glad they put him in. Holy shit! That's why you say 5 bars for fucking Geese. These combos require pretty specific timing, and it's not the fact that they're one-frame links or anything you might be familiar with like Street Fighter games. They're kind of chain combo-y, but at the same time, you have to do them ridiculously fast, especially canceling into Max Mode, which pretty much means I have to like split my fingers between the like heavy punch button and the light kick button. I need to assign a button for that on an arcade stick really bad. It just ends up being challenging with you have to like flip your hand every once in a while, but I don't really mind it. It ended up being very familiar after the long run. I get a little bit of muscle memory, and it's not bad at all, and the combos become super fun, especially Geese. My god, your combos are so much fun. Arcade mode is there. You might have seen the story mode playthrough on the channel. That's pretty much arcade mode, and it's exactly typical, like, SNK arcade mode. I had a blast with it, personally. I'm thinking that there's a good, decent chance that this will be a boss rage opportunity in the future. I gotta catch up on some other stuff before we do that, but I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. The online modes are there, the survival mode is there. Pretty much everything you need to know from its tutorial options, which I highly recommend. At least go through the tutorial. Figure out what you have to do with these characters and what their base mechanics are, because there's a lot. Like, to absorb everything that's in KOF 14 is a little daunting at first, like most like standard fighting games. Same thing with Guilty Gear, but once you get used to it after a little while, it becomes second nature and a lot of fun. The one thing I will say that is the most entertaining aspect of KOF is the movement. You get a forward roll that's invincible, you get a back roll that's invincible, but those have quite a bit of recovery and are much slower than what I remember from previous iterations. And then you have short jumps, you have super jumps, you have regular jumps. Your character can move around all over the place, and they give you a whole bunch of meter as well. Canceling things from a level 2 super into your level 3 super, literally like delayed hyper combo cancels, is also ridiculously entertaining and leads to some insane comeback stuff. Like, can I talk about Geese again? He's got this insane counter that you can combo into Raising Storm. I friggin' love it. Oh, god damn! That's pretty good. Now that's the base game. It's a lot of fun. Who would I recommend the base gameplay to? pretty much somebody that was a little disappointed with Street Fighter V. There are games out there, if you did not really like Street Fighter V and had issues with it, this game offers a complete package, which is very nice. At the same end, I would also recommend games like Killer Instinct and Guilty Gear Xrd, and even Mortal Kombat X, but if you're not into the American style of games and you want to play a traditionally Japanese designed fighting game, Guilty Gear is absolutely for you because it also looks incredible. But outside of that, if you don't like the heavy anime style, yeah, King of Fighters 14 is pretty much where you should be going, because that is the one lacking thing in KOF 14, obviously, is the graphics. They do a little bit with them, cinematic supers here and there, but there's no crazy camera work on the character intros. It looks like this game was made within a budget's price, but that's kind of the nature of the KOF titles. They've always been focused more around gameplay rather than their extreme graphics prowess. And it kind of holds true to King of Fighters 14. So if you're looking for a game that offers like all this crazy complexity and movement and combos and variety of combos, then you can absolutely do it. Just don't rely on the auto combo too much. Pressing light punch, light punch, light punch, light punch to get 5 hits in a super might get you far now, but it's just going to make you worse later on. Now, last but not least, let's talk about the online. The experience I had was really interesting, and the good thing is that SNK has recently said that there is a patch coming, so I can later update this, and potentially the entire thing can be changed, because I had a huge spectrum of how my online experience felt with King of Fighters 14. The first few matches felt okay in terms of gameplay, but the entire match was slowed down by about 30%. The actual speed of the match was slower. And this is a common bug, actually, that's been reported. Apparently, the game is not supposed to handle its netcode this way, and it is going to get patched, because I had this happen to me between the game running slower for a few opponents, and then I had another match that ran at normal speed but had a whole bunch of input delay, feeling very Street Fighter 4-ish, and then the other one was where no slowdown, no input delay, felt completely fine. And in all honesty, the final experience, like having it run fine and actually having no delay, was pretty much the majority of matches. I spent a lot of my time in ranked, and I've been told that party mode has the big differences in terms of netcode, so this patch that SNK will put out should hopefully alleviate that, because, like I said, the majority of my experiences with KOF Online, some of them were really funky, and then the majority, I'd say the 60% majority, actually ran pretty good. So hopefully this bug does get fixed within the next few days, and I can actually post some more online fights of this game, because if it happens once again where another mainline SNK title has terrible netcode, that just leaves me no motivation to play the game. It's exactly what happened with King of Fighters 13, and I really don't want that to happen with KOF 14, because this game's fun. Like, it's just a lot of fun to play. It just feels like a really 90s classic fighting game. And what it also means is the future of SNK. The guys that are actually working there now are some ex-Capcom employees that worked on all the Capcom games you know from the past, like, 15 years. And they've even gone on record some of the games that they would love to bring back from SNK, because they're no longer with Playmore anymore. They're just SNK, and they're not focusing on pachinko games, and they're making kind of like arcade fighting games again, and maybe other arcade games. There's a lot of stuff that I'm really excited that they could do, and one of the big ones is a game like Samurai Showdown. Man, imagine if they brought back Samurai Showdown, and they actually had a little bit more budget behind it. That could be extremely exciting, and I would be super amped for it. But really, even if it came out and it kind of looked like this, but with a little bit more style and like heavy shadows or something to make it look stylistically different, I don't think that's exactly a bad thing. I just hope that the future of SNK can kind of bring back the things I love about fighting games, especially from the 90s, and KOF 14 is the beginning of that. It's the start of it. And I recommend it. I completely recommend it. If you want to wait for it to be on sale because you're like, I don't want to spend $60 on a game that doesn't look this good graphically, I understand. Fighting games are really important to bring people in terms of how they look, but I'll tell you guys something really important. Graphics in fighting games only really matter for the first few hours. After the first few hours, you're not really paying attention to the graphics anymore. You're kind of focusing the most on the gameplay. This is for people that really like learning fighting games and their systems. Graphics aren't important after a long time, but they're super important for bringing people in and impressing someone to purchase the game, which is why I think they're still important. Things have to look really cool, and I have to be motivated to do them, and the combos are what are really cool in KOF 14, which is going to keep me coming back to this game. I love them. Goddamn, Geese, you're so awesome. Get the fuck out of here. I am the Geese. Either way, let me know what you guys think about KOF 14 in the comments below. I'll be back with some more online match videos from that first session, and as soon as SNK releases a patch update, I'll be playing more online as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.